Hello everybody, how's it going? So yeah, we're going to be playing some more Disco Elysium. And today we have quite a big to-do list. I mean, I'm hoping to actually get a good look at the boot prints over there. Throughout today's session, as well as probably talk to Evrat again. Why? Because I'm really curious about whom he wants us to scare, essentially. So that's something. So that's the plan. We try and first we have a nice smoke. We'll let Harry have a nice smoke over here. Like so. Yes, that is much better. So, what we do is we go back to the track, to the prints, and finally get an exact count. Now, depending on where that will take us, we might have to visit Evrat later, but we will visit him anyway, because at least today, throughout the day, we will definitely visit him, because I need to know what he's up to. Last time I didn't play alone, because let's just say I wasn't in it, but right now I feel like that's going to be a decent course of action. Alright, Kim, let's finally take a better look, huh? But also, let us not forget that we probably need to talk to Kuno again. Yes, we've been talking to this foolish kid for quite some time now, but throughout these 2 days, it's already day 2, but we really need to, I guess, ask about the armor as well. Yeah, see, about the rest of the armor, we have to ask Kuno about what he knows, but I can only imagine how that will go from experience, but we'll just have to see. I mean, I did ask him about the clothes and the trash. I did not necessarily ask him about the armor, now did I? So this is what we are going to do. So it's quite a to-do list, as I said, and hopefully we will be able to do all that this session. I'm not sure about the Everard part. Or is it Everard, however you pronounce his name, but yeah, so this Everard fellow, we might have to wait until next time, but we will definitely be asking Kuno and looking at the tracks, so let's go.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Dang, it's quite adamant on us putting points into visual calculus, I see. Perhaps I should have taken the smoke before I tried to do this a second time. This is going to be my 3rd attempt overall. Not today, not on day 2, but I did try this on day 1 and we failed miserably. We tried this on day 2 after talking to Titus and we still failed miserably. So I guess you really have to put points in it now. I mean, we upped it by 1, right? Technically we already did. The problem here is that I don't have enough skill points. Whoops. Alright, Kim. I'm still not seeing it. Okay. Hey, kiddo. Come here. We're going to be talking.
Does Kuno care?
Listen, I want to discuss the body again.
The fuck about it?
Okay, so, where's the rest of the armor?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come? It's quite a cool armor, wouldn't you agree?
That fuck imp had one thing majorly wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
A mutant?
Do you remember how he looked? Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
What do you mean you threw it away?
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
So you are claiming you threw it in the freaking sea?
Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk.
Yeah. A monk that gets freaking high. Oh, good lord. Shut up, Kuno.
You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate.
I think I know whom he's talking about. But just to be sure, who do you mean, troubadour?
Yeah, cocking boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit. Came around pretending like he cares about cows.
Ah, wait. Wait a minute. Ah, yeah, okay, so at first I thought it was Call Me Mañana. But no, he's talking about Leo.
He means Manana, the laid-back striker at the gates.
Are you sure? I don't think he means Mañana, I think he means Leo. Cause the cow talk is what gives it away, but okay, let's see. You mean Mañana?
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
And you're telling me this out of the kindness of your heart, Kuno?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire.
Okay, more on this later. Right now, let's talk about something else.
You're testing Kuno's patience.
Shut up.
No,
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm off.
Kuno doesn't fucking...
Neither do I, kid, but if I didn't have a job to do, I would definitely not be talking to you. But okay, I mean... Call me mañana. Okay. So, for some reason I thought he meant Leo. At first I did think it was mañana, but... And he did say at the gates. Yes, that was the giveaway. But still. An update. Yeah. Whoops. Wrong move. But yeah. Ah. What's this? I think he's referring to the frites over there. It's spelled with 3 T's apparently. Oh man, that's such important information, dude. Come on, let's focus on this case. This guy. I was thinking about such thing, like such randomness. Speaking of thoughts, we can actually think of something along the way. But right now I think we need all the logic we can muster, so that will have to wait. Hello there, Mr. Mañana. How are you doing today?
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Well, we actually talked already, but today. But Well, Kuno told me you were supposed to know about the armor.
The little boy had a good on his promise.
His promise.
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
So he didn't learn anything at all? The probe into the armor, what did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
Uh-huh. So, what sort of technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
4 pieces of armor up for grabs then. But I already sent the boots away.
I guess you won't be collecting them all then. That's less work for you at least.
I'm going to find one piece of it. One is enough.
Nice and balanced. Some junior officers can take care of the rest.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armored too. The one the bullet hits. Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off him.
Thank you for your cooperation, sir.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
Okay, see you. So we still have no idea where that armor is. Well, I guess we should talk to Kuno again. I mean, we are close to the Union building, well, to the Union itself. We might as well go and talk to our good friend Everard, right? Oh man. I sure would like to find my gun. I mean, I would definitely feel much more comfortable knowing that I'm armed, you know? In this relatively hostile environment, yeah, it's no one welcomes the RCM here. Really, let's be honest. Alright, back and forth, back and forth. Alright, Kuno, it is you who is testing my patience. Come here. Wish I could grab him by the ear.
Kuno care?
Yeah, so I talked to Mañana about the armor.
So?
So? He told me you promised to sick the pigs on him.
Yeah, so? Kuno did sick the pigs on him. Kuno's a man of his word.
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello!
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Nah, I think I will remember this, Kuno.
You got fucked. You got fucked, pig. Fucked bad. Of course you're gonna remember this. Now get the fuck out of here, Grief and the Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Yeah, whatever,
Kuno
kid.
doesn't fucking care.
Fucking imbecile. Piece of the armor. Yeah, easier said than done. I mean, if we can truly only have one, although I hope we can have both the gauntlets and the cuirass, but let's say that we can only choose one, since we appear to be so modest about it, even though we did covet the boots. Yes, I wanted those boots, but there was no opportune way to frickin' take them. Kim was obviously against the idea. So, yeah. Anyway, what would we take? I think the cuirass, yeah? Because it covers a greater area than the gauntlets, obviously. And more vital, you could argue, yes. But the gauntlets probably cool too. We'll try and get both, actually. Regardless of what Kim says, we will try and get both. But yeah, what was the plan again? The plan was to look at the tracks, which we can't do yet. We talked to Kuno about the armor. Yeah, we talked to Manana. So now, I think we can talk to Everard. Yeah. Let's do it. For better or worse. But yeah. Dumbass Measurehead is still over there, probably. We will be avoiding him for now. Alright, let's enter the Union. Second day in a row. Anything of interest here? You're sure we didn't miss anything over here? Ah! Hey! Yo! Need office shades. Exactly what we need right now. Ah, look at that. Yes. Hey, now we can increase our visual calculus. Hey, look at that. I think these suit him much better than these glasses. So yeah, yo, hey, I think we don't even have to talk to Everard. You know, Kim, I think I have changed my mind about talking to that corrupt man. I think we can go back and examine the tracks finally. At least that's what I feel with these new glasses. But then again, whilst we're still here, two birds with one stone, perhaps. Got to take off the shades, though. I want to look that man right in the eye. Yeah, so I guess it's unavoidable talking to that guy again. We will accept his mission for now. Because this asshole wants us to scare somebody. I think I suspect whom, as I keep on saying, but it's true. I think I know who he's talking about. But yeah. Of course, I'm not sure. I mean, it could be anybody. But let's just say I have my own reasons. And yeah, we have the pry bar now. Yes, we can finally unlock this loot box here. Yeah. Let's do that. Maybe there's some goodies inside.
Say, Kim, do you know how useful your pry bar really is? Okay, it's stubborn. It's very stubborn. But, nothing a little pry bar can't fix.
Oh. Finally, some decent gloves, maybe? Yes? Found Ultra Series gloves. For ultimate performance efficiency. Right, yeah. Finally some decent gloves, yeah. Uh-huh. We'll be taking these. Useful stuff. Put away the pry bar for now. Although we do look slightly more intimidating with that thing in hand. Alright, let's talk to him. Obviously not a fan of the guy, but...
Hello, Monsieur Claire. How are you today?
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
For now, we will keep quiet about any of this stuff. For now. But yeah.
So your proposition from earlier, you know, I have reconsidered it, yes. I'm reconsidering opening that door you asked me to open. Perhaps it will help me somehow.
A fantastic change of heart, Harry. Go talk to Manana down by the gates. He'll brief you and give you the key.
Key?
And just like that, it's happening. The roller coaster is moving. Too late to take it back now.
Just open one little door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. That's it. Anything else we should discuss?
No, nothing else.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
See what I mean?
This guy.
Well, okay, we'll talk to Manana. Well, we've already talked 3 times to Manana today. Mr. Tomorrow over there, even though we're talking to him today. Anyway, there's also something about this crane. You can apparently turn it on or off. Don't know why we would want to do that, but might be suspicious in a something suspicious in a container somewhere. Might be. Wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, we will keep quiet about anything drug related with Everard over there. Because I want to take him by surprise, if that's even possible. That makes sense. But yeah. Later on, I feel like we can gather even more information without him necessarily knowing that we're looking into it. He might suspect already that we're looking into it. He's not a foolish guy. But still, I want to keep that edge, if at all possible. Hey, mañana.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Yeah, Evrat said you have a key to a certain door?
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
He said it belonged to a weasel.
Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I heard something about a weasel, and it didn't sound like a local polar weasel, if you know what I mean.
Polar weasel? Oh, I know what you mean. I'm pretty sure he's actually Occidental, though. So you're gonna be committing fratricide, my racist friend.
Wait, that was... what the heck?
What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the Whirling in Rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Hold on. Basement door behind the greenhouse. That's what we were looking at, that door, yes. Aha, okay. Excellent, actually, excellent.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter. None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task? This weasel person? When he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
He means he's not going to tell you cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard. Who he is and what they're fighting for. This is interesting.
Actually, do you know anything about the Audi boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilantes?
Shameless, I tell you, shameless, but it is the environment here.
Come on. He's just trying to keep the peace.
Yeah, we will let it go for now.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
But do say, why are you striking?
We're negotiating our share.
Your share?
Aye.
How large a share would you like?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page, communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
The bossman, Evrard, what can you tell me about him?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
Pretty much what I expected him to say. I guess you are right. I should.
He's probably in his container at the harbor. So head right on in there.
But say, are you a communist?
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
Right on, brother.
Just the way the world works, boyadero.
But you seem to have spent a lot of time thinking about the political situation.
Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool. That of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends.
Maybe I am a boyadero?
No,
What if...
no. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide. Yet it feels as if he could, effortlessly, go even wider, if need be. An endless torrent of time.
Okay, mañana. Good talking to you. Have a good day. Interesting.
Okay, so we head to that basement. Everard did say he's not home, that guy. I mean, shouldn't be home, right? Should find his door to be open. And yes, we are apparently doing that job for him, because I thought it involved another person, and I really did not want to necessarily get involved in that at first, right? Then I decided to play along and see if it was indeed that person. And by that person I mean the person that called himself Martinez. Obviously a fake name. He didn't give us his real name. But yeah, I didn't want to, because I'm planning to go to his apartment anyway, to that Martinez's apartment, I mean, so I didn't want to necessarily break in like that, right? But this, he's talking about a completely different dude apparently, so it's alright for now. It's alright for now. I think he means this basement. Yes. I see no other kind. So... keys. Items. Alright, there we go. It's already equipped. Okay, let's open it up.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head.
Let's knock.
You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound. No response comes from the apartment.
I guess no one is in?
Let's try to listen.
The leather upholstery is worn and rough against your jaw. You don't hear any movement. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
Lieutenant, what is your opinion of this task we're undertaking?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself.
You're always correct, Kim. Always.
Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
So you don't mind if I unlock the door?
If the Merc Tribunal happens before we solve this, we are looking at casualties. What's one unlocked door compared to that?
Fair enough.
On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrart we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
Lie to Evrart? That's also an option?
Yes, presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done with this. Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out what's behind the door.
Exactly, that's what I thought as well. I'm kind of curious what's in there. Maybe something useful. Alright, let's use the key.
You try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. There's nothing else to do than to leave and tell Evrart. No conceivable reason for you to intrude on the premises. As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft, a whistle.
And yet, I am curious. As if this'll do anything, but hey, just in case.
This is the flag of Revachol, the suzerainty.
What's with the sun?
This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle.
What's this sevenfold sun miracle?
It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag.
Lieutenant, the old flag of the suzerain.
The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
By old-fashioned, he means very right-wing. The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just a colorful fabric with a sun sewn onto it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing.
Interesting. I don't suppose that mug, a broken mug, belongs to whoever lives here? A dress shirt? I mean, does it look better than our shirt? I would say that it does.
Adds +1 to logic. Look at that. Is it much cleaner? To be honest, our shirt looks much cleaner than this one. But I get it. This one's clean. This one's stained. Of course it is. We've partied for 4 days straight. Big muscles. Okay. Don't tell me this is Measurehead's apartment. That would be so crazy if this is Measurehead's apartment. Huh. But why would Everard send us to do this to one of his own men, right? Unless he proved himself disloyal somehow.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
Tap on the mugs.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Let's whip out the yellow man mug and compare. Yes. I think we'll find that it belongs to this very same collection here. And the reason he threw it away is because it broke. But let's see.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same humor, the same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash. And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Do you really think it's the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash?
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
You could ask Everard who this person is once you're done here.
I guess I could. Not that he's going to necessarily give us a straight answer, let's be honest. That guy has his ways. Alright. Interesting. And what is this? Don't mind if I do. Nothing else of interest? Doesn't appear so. You know, I really wouldn't be surprised if this is Measurehead's apartment somehow. Although he did claim he lives in Couronne, which is another district. And when we showed him the mug, he didn't really care. So, interesting. Perhaps it's not Measurehead's, but it would be funny if it is. He could have easily lied about living in Couronne, right? I mean, that guy was full of nonsense, but... Well, at least we're getting somewhere, slowly but surely. We're collecting clues. From the looks of it, this is all circumstantial evidence anyway, but... you know, you just have to filter through it, I guess, just to be sure. Wait, the tracks. Should we do that later? Should we just finish talking to Everard? I think we should. We should just focus on one thing and do it well. And then see what's up. Although pressing Everard's about the drugs, right, could lead us to finding out more about this woman driver, who's an interest to us because she apparently has our gun. At least that's what I think. She probably does have our gun. She bought it. Now, but something tells me she abandoned her lorry for a reason, right? She's trying to escape from all of this, possibly. And heck, a part of me also thinks that she may have been the one assaulted by the Merc. It's possible. At first I thought it was Sylvie, right? I even said so myself, but upon further consideration, I think that that's not. I was wrong to think that, because I came here 3 days after, right, the murder itself. So that means the incident happened 3 days earlier at the minimum. Alright, so if that was the case, right, and Sylvie just sounds so traumatized, right? She probably wouldn't have worked all that time, right? For the 3 days, plus however long she took before actually leaving her work, due to quote-unquote our behavior, right? So, and that's something to think about. Actually, someone brought that to my attention. I kind of glossed over it for some reason, even though it's such an important detail. I'm just saying. Yeah. Monsieur Claire, the job is finished.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair.
I opened the door you asked me. Can we discuss the murder now?
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
He's trying to figure out if you're lying.
I mean, I did go inside. Weasel had the flag of the old Ravachol on his wall.
Exactly the kind of fascist memorabilia I was expecting. Weasel probably prays to it every night for the downfall of the Union.
He was testing you, and you succeeded.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
I feel like this is going to weir us off into another direction, Right now, I kind of want to listen to the murder itself. But we'll keep this as an angle. Okay, so I've heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
I'm listening.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
Sorry about that, I was slightly distracted there. Yeah. Okay, let's continue.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramoritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Wait, they moved the container?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types.
Right.
One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
Who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, the comparisons. And I don't think I appreciate them all that much. Just like Kim doesn't, I believe. Go on.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
He means, Elizabeth, yes. And how do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
The name of the company is Grenell this time. It might have been a Sediment before.
Of course. You're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. I'm in this position because people like me.
Do we disclose this?
Oh boy,
But the problem is this might lead them into going underground completely. Or outright violent, it's one of those two things, but I think it's the former. It'll be harder to talk to them afterwards, right? They'll be more paranoid, right? Although I imagine they suspect something themselves, but let's not bring this up with any of the Union types just yet. So let's change the subject.
By all means, Harry. What's on your mind?
Suppose it would help to know more about this Elizabeth, aka the gardener. Man, she fooled me.
so you mentioned a lawyer girl?
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
And these Tita Zadi and his crew?
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Separate one from the herd.
So let me ask you this. Which one of these boys is your least favorite?
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy.
So let's say something happens to this fat Angus fella. Let's say a citizen's arrest.
You would die, Harry. You would die and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Debarders Union and the Citizens Militia. Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here. Actually, less, because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim and there's no need for that. We are friends.
I mean, we could try and ask if he could help in this somehow. Although he made it clear that he probably wouldn't. Even against one of his least favorite party boys, right? But we can try, you know. Try to maneuver here. Everard, I met these Ardis. Can you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
5 real? That would mean I would have 10.
So is the money. Wait, why are you giving it to me?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Dang. I definitely need money, but it's just 5 real. That can wait. And yet, we need it. Right, to bring us closer to sleeping another night at the Whirling. We need 20 at least, but we still have a full day to get 15 more, at least. Of course, it's harder than that. I can't take it, not in front of Kim, and besides, I don't want to feel like I'm a full-fledged goon of this guy, you know what I'm saying? So I don't need it. I only wanted to help me with the Adi boys.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Yes, actually, there was a collection of colonial mugs there at the basement apartment, and I found a similar mug in the trash with the hanged man's clothes.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best, helping people, with the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
But this weasel might have cleaned up after the killers.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this.
And yet you wanted him scared, right?
But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
Great technique. You'd make a great sergeant.
Would he? I'm not so sure about it.
Oh, you're too kind, Harry. Way too kind. I know I'm not a real police officer. You are.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
Good talk. Let's conclude for now.
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet.
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left, so you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
I doubt he'll believe us. Quite honestly, we didn't even take the money to be saying this. What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
Oh boy, another task.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Dang, more and more I feel like this guy's lackey. I'm dragging Kim into this as well. Where is this place exactly?
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
Across the canal?
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair of cavalry boots under the fish in the box, and the wind howls like a vicious spirit.
What will happen to the current occupants?
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Kim, what do you think of this?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As always.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
Fine, if I happen to be there, I can ask them.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, Mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Is this where we reveal all this? And push him on, press him on this? Not talking about this sooner may have been a mistake. But we are trying to build trust with this dude, right? I don't know if mentioning this is in line with those goals. Okay, Avrat, it is time that we leave. I mean, at least now we can inform the Adi boys that you know, we are sort of in cooperation with Everard, but first let's look at the bootprints. I think those will now yield something quite interesting. So let's do that. Oops. Don't want to be pressing anything random though. Wait a minute though. Any fresh bottles? No, not anymore. Okay. Okay, just looking. So he sent us on a mission across the canal. And just like that, we find ourselves as lackeys. And to whom? Quite the corrupt man, from what I understand, but... A white envelope with a stamp attached to the upper right corner, handed to you by Everard Clare. Inside are some legal documents with two names printed on them, Isobel Sadie and Lillian Carter. Both signatures are required.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Let's look at the zoning plan.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
But Kim, I would really like your opinion. What do you really think of this?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
But wait, there's more. There's got to be more than meets the eye, right? Wait, which one of these increase our logic? Let's look at the fine print, shall we? A bit better.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
A logic of 4. Listen, perhaps I need another smoke. But
then again, there are more important things down the line. I only have this one cig left, I believe. I believe it's just that one cigarette. Alright, scratch the idea. Okay, let's try and look for a loophole.
There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read.
Okay. I'm still not convinced though. But we'll keep an eye out, I guess. I mean, we have one skill point that we should probably put into visual calculus, but it's always a but, yes. Will these glasses suffice without us spending a skill point? Although technically we did already increase our skill point with, I mean, our calculus skill with the SIG. Apparently that doesn't count. You have to invest the point into that specific skill. But let's see if an item will do it. Yeah. Alright, boot prints, we meet again.
There are several footprints.
Still locked. Dang
left
it.
by work.
We really have to invest into this. Which is useful, yes, I agree, I mean. Yes. So I said we level it up? Okay. Yes, okay, fine. Boom.
There
What are the
several
chances now?
footprints in the mud,
92%.
left by
If this
work.
fails, I'm gonna be
Anywhere from
upset.
6 to 12 pairs have
I'm gonna
walked.
be honest. But just to be certain, should we have a smoke before this? I really only have $5. And whoops. I only have this one cig left. Where is it? Yeah, see, only one left. Alright, 92% chance, kind of.
There are several footprints in the mud.
I mean,
left by work with 8
there we
pairs
go.
of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right. The hardy boys in the mess hall of whirling in rags.
Alright, let's try to remember about each one. Let's go over them, one by one.
1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick. Titus Hardy. The one with the ball cap on his head.
Interesting.
Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even too easy.
Right. Okay, let's continue counting.
2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps.
Should we be writing this down? I hope Kim's writing it down. I trust him like that.
4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print.
Not gonna lie, I forgot what Theo looks like. The old smoker, huh? I don't remember this guy. Okay, what else?
5. Another standard work boot, reinforced toes, number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn.
So the concentration of boot prints is over here, right? From what I get it. If this is Titus, Okay. Kind of starting to get a picture here. Right.
6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky.
Okay, let's count the rest.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something?
And the last one?
8. Another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy Boy.
Seven sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here.
8, actually.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
Note to self. This would be a good question to ask Titus. Where's the 8th man? A leader like Titus doesn't let one of his guys out of sight easily, especially at a time like this.
A heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200. This could be the combined weight of two people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardy Boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Okay, I'll be right back. I will finish this segment and then probably call it a stream, but yeah. Maybe it was a giant.
Maybe it wasn't.
But maybe it was. Just imagine it. A giant man at least 2.5 meters tall.
It could have been, but if it wasn't...
If it wasn't, then you're right. The fat guy from the booth was carrying the victim.
Possibly, yes.
Okay, so an aberration. One soul is smoother than the other.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy boy. Wonder who he is.
Oh, this one's easy. Way too easy. It's a driver.
Light bulb moment.
A driver would wear down their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. And remember that abandoned lorry cabin we found?
With a piece of sandpaper glued to the throttle. Which means that the missing lady driver was also present at the lynching? That's it. She's the old soul.
First the drug smuggling, now this. How deep does this rabbit hole go?
Now we know who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
This would fit what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus Hardy has got to say on the matter. This might throw them off, work in our advantage. So, what else?
Finally, light step, number 41 shoe.
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy boy. The one with his front teeth missing.
You mean the red-faced one?
Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat, you're right. Do you think those prints belong to him?
Yes.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
How old do you think these tracks are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
Yeah, excuse the dogs, but let's pretend it's the dogs in the adjacent areas barking. Be funny for immersion. Alright, what do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed, they all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
So far, so good. Only one thing missing.
Of course, there were 8 tracks, but there are only 7 Hardy boys.
There's one pair missing from the Union box, the 8th pair. I'm going to say it was our old soul.
So the old soul was present at the lynching, but isn't in the mess hall right now.
Yes. I doubt the Hardys are going to tell us much, but we should still confront them about the possible drug trade connection.
Hey, I think we've been through all of it.
Alright, fellas, I think this is a good place to call it a stream, cause... yeah, let me give this a good manual save. So yo, as always, I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. Hope you all have a good one. Peace out. Take care.